Welcome to the Instant Gaming News channel. We're going to check out all the highlights of what's been going on in the gaming world this week, so let's get into it. The Nintendo Switch. So a new Nintendo Switch has actually been announced to go alongside the Nintendo Switch Lite. Now this one is going to include better battery life, but apart from that it is identical to the current model. It will cost the same when it does launch in mid-August. Now this announcement is completely separate from the Nintendo Switch Lite and it only affects handheld users for the console, but it is really good news if you do play on the go. Which will you be buying though? The new Switch or the Switch Lite? It's a hard choice. Online streaming. Now, Twitch has been getting decreasing numbers as YouTube and Mixer seems to be rising. Now, for some reason, streamers are increasingly turning to YouTube, Facebook, as well as Mixer, while Twitch has slowed down to its lowest. Now, that's according to the latest quarterly report from live stream tools developer Streamlabs. Now, YouTube Live, though, has actually seen an increase of 21% in active streamers, which has gone up to 756,000 with a 75% increase, which actually happened in 2018. Now, Microsoft Mixer platform is struggling, but the current viewership has increased by 27%, and it also increased by 195% back in 2018, which is crazy. It just seems people seem to swap from watching on Twitch to going back over to YouTube and then trying out Mixer, which will be the top rated. To be honest, I think it's always going to fluctuate. PUBG. Now, Erangel, the map which made Battle Royale crazy, truly began in PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Now, Erangel, the map itself, is getting a major overhaul for Season 4. PUBG Corp said the update brings Erangel in line with the more recent maps, adding new buildings, revamped terrain, improved graphics. It's going to be awesome and I can't wait to play it. Now, the changes reflect the map's battle-ravaged history with abandoned tanks, artillery, trenches, shoreline barriers and camo netting kind of scattered and littering the landscape. Now, some structures are going to be showing more signs of damage, which is really cool. And there's something completely new being added as well, which is car radio, which sounds crazy. Now, it's for an added touch of realism, and the best part is only the driver is actually going to be able to control the music, and scattered throughout the map is going to be playable as well as destroyable turntables, which are going to spawn randomly throughout the game. It sounds really fun to play. You can kind of tease people a little bit. If you know someone's in the building, turn on the turntable, go and hide, wait for them to come down and shoot them in the face. It's going to be awesome. Ubisoft. Now, Ubisoft is a company that is going from strength to a point that they are performing to an extent that even the company themselves didn't believe they would reach. Now, there was actually a detailed breakdown of net bookings by region and platform, and interestingly, PC sales are at the very top, which was followed by PS4, Xbox, mobile, and Switch. With two of the best games, Assassin's Creed and Rainbow Six Siege, they're also well above target. Now, I love my Ubisoft games, and it's always nice to see a gaming developer doing well, but I am actually quite surprised that PC came up on top over all consoles, but that is awesome. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now, the final piece of major story-driven DLC for Assassin's Creed Odyssey is actually out right now. Now, Judgment of Atlantis is the third and final episode in the Odyssey's Fate of Atlantis DLC. Now, Judgment of Atlantis takes place in the underwater city, and we see Cassandra and Alexios aid Poseidon. From every Assassin's Creed game, comic, and animation to date, Judgment of Atlantis is seemingly the most lore-driven when it comes to characters that drive the overall plot of the franchise. Now, personally, in older Assassin's Creed games, I've never actually played DLC, but with Odyssey, I just can't stop playing it. The DLCs are absolutely amazing, and if you haven't played them yourself, you need to give it a go. Borderlands 3. Now, Borderlands 3 got a brand new trailer today, and it's not exactly the conventional video game trailer. Now, the video itself sees the game's 4 playable Vault Hunters in an all-out dance to the song So Happy Together, while they're killing an army of bandits. Now, all things considered though, it's not the weirdest thing that I've seen in a Borderlands game, but it is still pretty silly. Now, one thing that Borderlands has always seemed to do is make me laugh, and so far Borderlands 3 is just as entertaining as ever. FIFA and Pro Evo. Now, I remember back in the day playing both FIFA and Pro Evo, and the funniest thing was down to the teams and the rights when it came to Pro Evo. Playing as Merseyside Reds, and just random little player names that just made you giggle a little bit. Now, the battle is still on for rights, but it's not going the way that you would expect. Now, Konami has announced that Pro Evo 2020 has got the exclusive rights to the Italian super team Juventus, but it's not the same as the recent deal that was signed for Manchester United. Now, Pro Evo has a proper exclusive on the club, which means Juventus will not feature in FIFA 20. Now, I'm sure there will be a version of Juventus with the same players, but there'll probably just be little name changes, and the club itself will probably be named something completely different. But why can't they just all get along? Nvidia. Now, Nvidia's high-end RTX line is getting 3 brand new additions today in a new variant of gaming-focused graphics card, which the chipmaker is calling Super. Now, the RTX 2060, 2070 and 2080 desktop cards are all going to have Super versions. Now, these new cards offer a modest speed bump while maintaining the same price as the current line of RTX cards, which is always nice to see that the price isn't going up as well. Now, according to Nvidia, the Super cards offer, on average, around a 15% gain in speed over their non-Super editions. While this isn't a major upgrade though, the fact that there is a huge gain of speed and performance, the fact that it is staying at the exact same price, I think is awesome. Apex Legends. Now, since launching in February, Battle Royale Apex Legends has suffered from its share of cheaters and hackers. Some people are even making good money just for developing cheats for players to use. Now, the game's developer has recently detailed some of the steps it's taking to actually try and squash cheating and hacking in the game, which actually includes a new system which is going to match known cheaters into the same games. Will this stop people cheating and hacking though? Honestly, I do not think so, but I do think it's going to be really interesting and quite fun to watch cheaters playing against each other just to kind of see how they deal with it themselves, as well as what the actual gameplay looks like. Monster Hunter World. Capcom's Monster Hunter World continues to sell really well, with the Japanese publishing giant revealing that the title has actually shipped over 13 million units worldwide. Now, the game has been a huge success, and so is its DLC, and the fact that it's also free on Xbox for Game Pass holders is even better. In celebration, players are actually getting a free pack of special items that can be claimed when you get the daily login reward between July 25th and August 29th, so make sure you don't miss out. Game archives. Now, a bit of a random one, but the Spanish National Library is actually having plans to archive video games. Now, the National Library of Spain, or the BNE, is the country's way of collecting Spain's history and preserving it for years to come. Now, originally created 3 centuries ago, the National Library was to preserve pieces of Spanish history and culture. To stay current and to keep people coming to the National Library, the regulation of video games is coming into place. Now, a regulation of conservation of video games, websites, electoral propaganda posters and bookmarks, among other formats based on the reform of the Law on Legal Deposit 2011. Now, while that's a mouthful, it does start to make me feel really old. The fact that a national library that's to preserve history and that kind of thing is starting doing video games. I never thought I'd see the day that you kind of go into like a museum kind of place and see something that you used to do yourself as a child. Now, this proposal would allow the institution to adapt and conserve Spanish artistic pieces that may not have been on printed material. And in addition to the conservation of video games in the library, the new law would also remove the storage of old microforms such as Sudoku and crossword puzzles. Now, it's a crazy time for video games, and to be honest, I think for the future it's just going to become even more crazy. But I love gaming, so it's always interesting to hear. But that's pretty much it for this week, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, a like would be awesome. Don't forget to subscribe as well if you are new to the channel. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next.